What if everything you thought you knew about your family was a lie? In Heartland Season 19, Episode 1, a shocking revelation threatens to destroy everything Amy holds dear. A mysterious letter, a hidden past, and a woman with dangerous knowledge are about to turn Heartland upside down. Prepare yourself for a season filled with secrets, suspense, and a fight for the future. Amy Fleming has never known anything but Heartland. The ranch has been her home, her sanctuary, and the legacy her mother left behind. But life at Heartland is about to take a dark turn. The weight of grief still hangs heavy on Amy, and the daily struggles of keeping the ranch running are taking their toll. Just when she feels like she can't handle one more thing, a letter arrives. The envelope is plain, with no return address, no name. Just a cryptic message that is more unsettling than reassuring. The letter hints at secrets long buried. Secrets that could shatter the foundation of everything Amy has believed about her mother and her family. It speaks of someone from her mother's past, someone who knows intimate details about the Fleming family that were never spoken aloud. The cryptic tone sends a chill through Amy's spine. What could this person know? And why now? The letter isn't just a warning. It's a promise that long-hidden truths are about to surface. Someone is coming, someone who could expose everything, and Amy has no choice but to face whatever comes next. With every word she reads, Amy feels the ground shift beneath her. The safety of her home, her life. It all feels suddenly fragile. This moment marks the beginning of a journey that will push Amy to her limits. The letter doesn't just challenge her understanding of the past. It threatens to change everything she's worked so hard to protect. But who is behind this mysterious message? And what is their game? Amy must prepare herself for what lies ahead, even if she's not sure she's ready to face it. Amy's mind races as she tries to make sense of the letter. The name of the sender is nowhere to be found. There's no indication of who could have sent it. The lack of information leaves her with more questions than answers. Why was she chosen to receive this letter? And what does it have to do with Heartland? Her heart begins to pound as she thinks about the implications. The letter suggests that someone with deep ties to her mother's life is making their move. But why now? Why after all these years? It's as if someone is intentionally pulling at the threads of her family's past, unraveling the carefully woven story Amy has believed for so long. The pain of her mother's death still lingers, and this letter only adds to the uncertainty and grief that Amy is struggling to cope with. What secrets could possibly remain? What had her mother hidden? And why would someone want to reveal these truths now? The more Amy thinks about it, the less she understands. The letter is more than a warning. It's a sign that something bigger is about to unfold, and the person who sent it is only the beginning. As Amy stares at the letter, her hand trembles. She knows that this could be the start of something she can't control. The peaceful life she's worked so hard to build at Heartland is teetering on the edge. The ground beneath her feet feels less certain, and the only thing Amy knows for sure is that she's about to be dragged into a world of secrets and lies that she never expected. But the letter is only the beginning. Just as Amy begins to try and process the shock, something, or someone, else enters her life. As if the letter wasn't enough to send Amy's world spiraling, a new figure emerges from the shadows. Evelyn Carter. The timing couldn't be worse. Just as Amy is trying to process the cryptic message, Evelyn arrives at Heartland, as if summoned by the very secrets that the letter hinted at. Evelyn is an older woman, her presence calm but undeniably powerful. At first, Evelyn's stories are fragmented, little tidbits here and there that leave Amy craving more. But each piece of information she reveals only adds more questions to the pile. Evelyn speaks of a dispute involving the ownership of Heartland, a hidden agreement that was never disclosed to the family, and a secret from Marion's past that could threaten everything Amy has worked to protect. With each passing moment, Amy's discomfort grows, and the stakes become even higher. The idea that there could be a legal claim to the ranch, or at least knowledge of one, rocks Amy to her core. The ranch isn't just a piece of land. It's her home, her sanctuary, her mother's legacy. The thought that someone could come in and take it away from her is almost too much to bear. But Evelyn isn't backing down. She doesn't just want to talk. She's here to make her presence felt, and she's not leaving until she's finished with what she came for. Jack, who has always been the rock of the family, is visibly shaken by Evelyn's presence. He recognizes her name from the past, and the recognition doesn't bring him any comfort. In fact, it only makes him more suspicious. Jack's protective instincts kick in immediately. He's wary of Evelyn's motives and doesn't trust her. To him, this woman represents an unknown threat, someone who could destabilize everything they've worked for. Lou, ever the pragmatist, tries to maintain peace. She sees the potential for conflict and knows that keeping the family together is more important than ever. But even Lou can't ignore the unsettling feelings that Evelyn's presence stirs in her. Lou, while trying to stay neutral, can't help but wonder if there's more to Evelyn than meets the eye. Is she truly a friend of Marion, or is there a hidden agenda that will have far-reaching consequences for the entire family? Evelyn's revelations begin to stir something in Amy. As she listens to her speak about Marion, Amy starts to realize that the version of her mother she's always known may not be the whole truth. She feels a deep unease as she uncovers fragments of a past that no one ever discussed. Marion, the woman who raised her, may not have been the person Amy thought she was. The ranch, the life they built together, could be built on foundations Amy never fully understood. The deeper Amy digs into her mother's history, the more she feels like a stranger in her own life. Amy's internal conflict grows with each passing day. She's torn between her loyalty to her family and the unsettling truths that Evelyn is revealing. Can she trust this woman? And what will she do when she discovers the full extent of what Marion left behind? It's clear that Evelyn isn't just an outsider. She's someone who can change everything Amy thought she knew about her past. With every secret that Evelyn unveils, the tension in the family mounts. Trust begins to erode. The comfort of their familiar world is slipping away. Amy's protective instincts are kicking in, but so is her desire for answers. As Evelyn's stories begin to reveal themselves in full, Amy finds herself at a crossroads. Stay blind to the truth, or face the painful reality that her mother's past may be filled with more secrets than she ever imagined. The arrival of Evelyn Carter is just the beginning of the unraveling. Secrets, lies, and betrayals are coming to light, and no one at Heartland will remain unchanged. As the past collides with the present, the stakes couldn't be higher. What will Evelyn's next move be, and what does it mean for Amy's future? One thing is for certain, nothing at Heartland will ever be the same again. As Evelyn Carter's presence begins to settle over Heartland, the quiet tension that hangs in the air slowly transforms into something far more palpable. Amy feels as though she's walking through a fog, unable to shake the feeling that something dark is lurking just beneath the surface. Evelyn's stories about her mother, Marion, are unsettling but incomplete, and with each passing day, Amy becomes more desperate. As she sifts through the journals, Amy begins to piece together a version of events that doesn't align with the idealized image she had always held of her mother. Marion wasn't just a devoted mother, she was a woman with secrets, a woman who made choices that would forever shape the family Amy grew up in. The journals tell a different story, a story of a woman who struggled with decisions that were far more complicated than Amy had ever imagined. But there's more. Amy reaches the part of the journal that makes her heart stop, a reference to a potential dispute over the ranch. A legal document buried in the pages, one that hints at an agreement made years ago that could change everything. The possibility of someone laying claim to Heartland is not just a distant threat, it's a very real and looming reality. Amy's pulse quickens as she reads the document over and over, trying to understand how this secret could have been hidden for so long. How could Marion have kept something like this from her? How could she have lived with such a huge burden and never spoken a word? The more Amy uncovers, the more she feels as though the ground beneath her is crumbling. The ranch, her home, her legacy is at risk. But the deeper she goes into the past, the more she questions whether the Heartland she has always known is the truth at all. Has her entire life been built on a lie? Was her mother protecting her from something that could destroy them all? The possibility that Evelyn's stories are more than just idle gossip becomes all too real. But even as Amy uncovers the truth, she's not sure what to do with it. The weight of this new knowledge is suffocating. The ranch, the one place that has always represented stability in her life, now feels like a fragile thing. She's forced to confront uncomfortable truths about the family she thought she knew, and the realization that her future, and the future of Heartland may depend on the choices she makes now. The tension in the family begins to grow. Jack, ever the protector, is increasingly on edge. He watches Evelyn carefully, distrustful of her motives, but it's clear that he knows more than he's letting on. His silence speaks volumes. There are things Jack hasn't shared, secrets that are locked away in his own past. And as the pressure mounts, it's only a matter of time before those secrets begin to surface as well. Lou, always pragmatic, takes a more measured approach. She sees the potential for financial ruin and is focused on finding a solution to protect the family's future. But even she can't ignore the growing rift between Amy and the rest of the family. Amy's search for answers has led her down a path of emotional turmoil, and Lou worries that the strain is becoming too much for Amy to bear. The uncertainty surrounding the ranch is one thing, but the emotional weight of the truth could tear their family apart. Amy's internal conflict intensifies as she is pulled in two directions, one toward protecting the legacy of Heartland, and the other toward confronting the painful truth of her mother's past. Every conversation with Evelyn forces Amy to face a reality that she's not ready to accept. With each revelation, Amy's trust in her family and herself begins to erode, leaving her to question whether she's truly prepared to face the fallout from the secrets that have been buried for so long. The deeper Amy digs, the more she realizes that the battle for Heartland is not just about legal claims, it's about the very foundation of everything she has known. What will she do when the truth is fully exposed? Can she fight to save the ranch while confronting the painful truths about her mother's legacy? And when the stakes are higher than ever, will Amy have the strength to do what needs to be done to protect her family's future? As the tension continues to build, one thing becomes painfully clear. The secrets of the past have the power to destroy everything. And Amy is standing on the edge of a cliff, unsure whether she should leap into the unknown or retreat into the safety of the past. The choice is hers, but no matter what she decides, the consequences will be far-reaching, and the future of Heartland may never be the same. The days following Evelyn Carter's revelations are filled with a growing sense of dread. Amy's heart races with every new piece of information she uncovers, but it's the silence of the family that disturbs her most. Jack, Lou, and the others are struggling to process the same truths, but none of them seem willing to talk openly about what's at stake. The weight of the unknown is pressing on them all, but the quiet tension only seems to grow, especially as the situation at Heartland begins to feel more precarious than ever. Amy feels the divide between herself and the rest of the family widening. Jack's silent watchfulness, Lou's pragmatism, and even Ty's absence are all painfully evident as she grapples with the choices she faces. For the first time, Amy feels completely alone in her fight to protect the legacy of Heartland, the land she has always known as her home, the very place she's fought to protect, now feels uncertain, vulnerable, and at risk. And yet, no one seems to be fully willing to face the truth with her. The tension is thick, and the unspoken fears between them are becoming harder to ignore. The strain between Amy and her family reaches a breaking point when Jack finally speaks. His voice, usually steady and strong, cracks as he confesses his own secrets he's kept hidden for years. It's clear that Jack's past is intertwined with the very dispute over Heartland's ownership that has now resurfaced. The deal, the secret agreement that Marion kept hidden, wasn't just a matter of business. It's personal. Jack was involved in ways Amy never knew. His reluctance to trust Evelyn is born from a deep history, one that has shaped everything he believes about family, loyalty, and trust. His revelation shakes Amy to the core. The father figure she has relied on her entire life has been holding back vital truths, and now she's forced to reconcile the man she knows with the one who made decisions that could tear their family apart. Jack's admission forces Amy to confront a painful reality. No one, not even those she loves most, is without secrets. And now, these secrets are threatening the very thing they've all tried to protect. Lou, too, feels the pressure mounting. She's trying to keep the family together, but even she can't ignore the growing fractures in their unity. She attempts to steer the conversation toward practical solutions, focusing on how to protect Heartland, how to secure the ranch's future. But her pragmatism clashes with Amy's emotional need for answers. Lou, ever the realist, insists that they must focus on saving what's left of the ranch before it's too late. But for Amy, saving Heartland isn't just about holding on to the land. It's about preserving the legacy of her mother and the memories of everything Heartland has meant to their family. The more Lou pushes for a solution, the more Amy feels that Lou is missing the emotional complexity of what's truly at stake. In the midst of the family's turmoil, Evelyn Carter's influence continues to grow. Her presence is a constant reminder that the past is never truly gone, that the things we try to bury can always rise again. Evelyn's persistence in speaking of the ranch's hidden past doesn't just put a strain on the family, it forces them to question the very foundation of their identities. Amy knows she has to face the full extent of what Evelyn is telling her, even if the truth is more painful than she could ever have imagined. But every conversation with Evelyn feels like another step toward a truth that could fracture everything. Evelyn's motives remain unclear. She claims to be a friend of Marion's, but Amy's gut tells her there's more at play. Could Evelyn be trying to manipulate the family for her own gain? Or is she truly just trying to bring long-forgotten secrets to light? The more Amy listens, the more she feels pulled in different directions. The cryptic warnings, the unsettling truths, and the possibility that Heartland may not belong to the Fleming family after all. It all feels like a storm gathering on the horizon. As the tension reaches a fever pitch, Amy begins to feel that the only way forward is to confront Evelyn directly. She knows that she can't keep running from the past, not if she wants to protect her family's future. But the deeper Amy dives into the truth, the more she realizes that confronting Evelyn may not bring the answers she's hoping for. Evelyn may know things about Marion, things that could change everything. But Amy is beginning to understand that no one, least of all Evelyn, holds the full truth. The question now is, how far will Amy go to protect Heartland? Will she make the hard choices that could save it, or will the truth she uncovers tear the family apart in the process? The stakes have never been higher, and with each passing day, the future of Heartland slips further from Amy's grasp. As the past crashes into the present, Amy realizes that she must make a choice between holding on to what she's always known and accepting a future that's uncertain but potentially more truthful. It's a decision that could define not just the future of the ranch, but the future of the Fleming family as well. The cracks in the family's foundation are widening, and the tension between loyalty and truth is becoming unbearable. Amy knows that the time for secrets is coming to an end, and whatever happens next will reshape the future of Heartland forever. The walls of Heartland feel like they're closing in on Amy. The weight of the decisions ahead, the truth about her family's past, and the threat to the ranch's future seem to hang like a dark cloud over everything she holds dear. The more she learns, the more she realizes that the very thing she's fighting to protect, the ranch, the land, the legacy, may no longer belong to her or to her family. Evelyn Carter's stories, Jack's confessions, and the cryptic letter have all led her to this moment of reckoning, a moment when she must face the devastating truth about everything she's worked for. As the family's emotional tension reaches its peak, Amy begins to question whether saving Heartland is worth the cost. Every new discovery about her mother, Marion's hidden life, and the possible legal claim over the ranch forces Amy to confront a painful reality. The land she's fought so hard to protect may have been built on compromises and hidden deals, things her mother never revealed. What is Amy truly protecting? The legacy of the ranch, or an illusion of what it once was? The emotional strain begins to show in her interactions with the family. Jack, once a steadying presence, has become an enigma. His past decisions, the ones that led to the current threat over Heartland, have broken something in their relationship. Amy feels betrayed by the man she's always looked up to, the man she thought she could trust without question. And yet, she knows that his silence wasn't out of malice. It was out of love and a desire to shield her from a truth he believed was too painful to confront. But now, in the light of everything they've discovered, it's clear that Jack's protective nature may have done more harm than good.